to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Amanda for roll call for the Benefits Trust meeting members.
Thank you. Mr. Bozomi? Mr. Sylvester?
Present.
Ms. Williams?
Present.
Dr. Johnson?
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda, please?
I move to approve the agenda.
Can I get a second? I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Let's open it up to Benefit Trust Board comments. I have a few, but I'll go at the end.
I have no comments.
No comments.
Okay. Just a couple of updates, things I wanted to share with the board. The first one, I wanted to let you know that the SUSD well-being specialist, Natalia, has vacated her position. She's no longer with the district. We are actively recruiting to replace her. So hopefully some news in subsequent meetings surrounding her replacement. A couple other updates. Renee Ayala is an accountant with the district, and he will be taking over and assisting with balancing the trust bank account. Then we've got some bittersweet news to share. Two pending retirements. We talked a little bit before the meeting, but Dr. Bergman and Dr. Nancy Johnson, congratulations on reaching this milestone. So some implications to the trust board. Yes, round of applause. Kathy is going to be taking over as the CHRO after Dr. Bergman's retirement. Kathy, I'll let you say hi here in just a second. And Dr. Johnson has kindly offered to assist us in trying to find her replacement on our board. So Dr. Johnson, thank you for doing that. Kathy, do you want to say hi really quick?
Sure. Hello, thank you for letting me sort of join in on the first meeting and observe you all in action. I'm looking forward to learning more as we go along. I've got some big shoes to fill, but she's been very kind in helping me transition. So I'm here to help and learn and support whatever is needed.
Great, thank you, and looking forward to working with you. Let's move on to general functions. The minutes from our February 2nd Trust Board meeting have been distributed. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next agenda item, CBIZ is going to lead us through some claims reporting. Chris, do you want me to stop screen share, or would you prefer if I just pull up the report? Chris, can you hear us?
I can hear you, but I have to unmute myself to have you hear me. So
All right,
I'm good either way.
I'll pause the screen share so you can use the mouse and point.
All right, everyone can see?
It popped up briefly and it went away.
Oh. There we go. How about now?
We can see it.
Okay, I'm not going to change to full screen mode then, because that's when it seems to have gone away last time.
No worries.
All right, so this is your July 21 to June 22 as of March claims review. This is your snapshot of your all three plans combined rolled up. So through March, so 9 months of your plan year, you have a 79.1% loss ratio. You have Right down here, we have your claims and enrollment by plan, with almost 60% still enrolled in that high deductible plan, with 43% of the claims being paid from that plan. So kind of working the way we typically would see it. Your PPO 1500 plan has almost 28% of the enrollment and paying at 26% of the claims being paid from that plan. And then finally, we have the PPO 750 plan. As we know, this is the highest cost plan. There's 13% enrolled right now, and 30% of the claims being paid from the plan are from that 13%. Broken out, your per employee per month cost, all rolled up, is $450 per employee per month. So it's a pretty good per employee per month cost fee. And then your budget, we keep track of, what your premium equivalents are against the total plan cost. And so right now you're running at 77%. You can see in the most recent month of March, there was a large claimant, so we are seeing the loss ratio tick up a bit. But again, all of your other months have been running very well. Then we break it up by plan. So your high deductible plan continues to run well, but again, we can see that there was a large claim or several large claims that hit in March. So it's about 53% loss ratio. The per employee per month cost is $334. Your PPO 1500 plan is running at a 65, almost 66% loss ratio at expected. And the per employee per month cost on this plan is just under $400. In your PPO 750 plan, this again, several months are over 100%, but running at 152% loss ratio. So again, we know this plan does cost the most, and the PEPM per employee per month is $814, almost $815. So, more than double the other two plans. We continue to see migration away from this plan, and I think in the next plan year, we've had already some open enrollment meetings and a lot of good questions regarding the other two options. So I think we'll continue to see migration away from this plan to help save employees money and also the plan. So that's good news. We did receive rebates that's accounted for in your run out from for the current year, but it's accounted for run out here. So $81,000 in March was received in pharmacy rebates. And then this is just your 2021 plan year cost. So right now with the 9 months of run out for the current year, still running at just under 86%. So doing really well with a total paid PEPM of $527. Here's your annual cost comparison. So we're always benchmarking against your per employee per month cost and taking a look at how you run year over year. So this is kind of a running total of that. We estimate the current year, and we include some escalator loads because as people meet their deductibles at the end of the year, we'll see those, some higher expenses. But even with those escalator loads, and focus over here on your PEPM history, we're estimating that where you ended even with the run out at 527, we're estimating a decrease of the per employee per month cost of 462, so about a 12% decrease. So you all continue to run well, even though we are seeing some larger claimants pop up here and there. You are still continuing to run well, having good engagement with your employees. So very pleased by what we're seeing. Here's your large claim report. So we report on any claimants over 50,000. You do have a stop loss, individual stop loss of $300,000. We increased that from $200,000 last year. And that means if someone was to have a claim over $300,000, you have additional insurance that would then cover the amount over that $300,000. You do have a sepsis COVID on here. We believe that will be done. We're not seeing anything else come in for that one. But you do have some brain cancer, acute kidney failure, cystic fibrosis, which we know has some high pharmacy claims behind that, lung cancer. All of these are probably going to be ongoing, so we'll expect to continue to see some claims paid through there. Most recent, the newest large claimant for this month was this fracture. I'm not going to even try to say that word, process of the left mandible, but basically it does look like there's probably going to be some therapies following that. So we'll probably see this continue to rise a little bit. And then this final COVID sepsis claim is probably all done. So there's been 804 paid claims for these 8 people, which account for 25% of your total medical and pharmacy paid claims. That's right in line kind of with what we would typically see with a group your size, anywhere from 25 to 35% of that percentage. So again, you're right kind of where we would expect you to be. Any questions?
Okay. If there are no questions for Chris, we will transition to our next agenda item, which is trust financial reporting. I understand Rachel's on the line to go through this with us. I will share my screen. And Rachel, if you just want to point me in the right direction and what report you want to look at first.
Sure. I believe I sent it over with the balance sheet variance first, and this should be for March 2022.
Perfect. Give me 1 second here. I've got the spinning wheel of death. Okay, we've got the balance sheet variance pulled up.
Okay. Well, we'll start with your cash. It is at $5 million. This is through March, so I believe you guys have maybe another couple of weeks of payroll. So you'll see one more month and a part of May of payroll coming in and increasing that cash, and then you'll be in the summer months. So we'll expect to start seeing that drop in May or June. We have your receivables at $428,000. That's including contributions receivable at the end of March payroll that hadn't been received yet. And other receivables, that would be RX rebates that are expected for, I believe it's the fourth quarter 2021. That's an estimate. That is an estimate based on prior quarters. I believe the last one was received in March for $80,000. So this is a conservative estimate. I think $40,000 was the one before that. So kind of took the difference there. We have your investments at $2.1 million. Most of it is still in money market with the $1.2 million. And then we have close to $1 million in the fixed income securities. So your total assets as of March 31st were $7.6 million. We move on to your liabilities. There's not any huge differences here from the prior year. These are your dental, vision, and COBRA premiums, the RX savings fee. Those are pretty much standard from the previous year. I haven't seen much change. The IBNR is about the same. This is your incurred but not reported. So we haven't seen large fluctuations in your claims that haven't been paid yet. So your total liabilities through March would be $795,000. With your balance for prior year, $4.6 million, current year, $2.2 million. That puts your total liabilities and fund balance at $7.6 million. Are there any questions on that one? If we want to move, okay. I believe the income statement variance is next.
Correct.
Okay. So we have your revenues. Contributions are slightly down from the previous year to date, but it's a negligible amount. $161,000 less than the prior year. We have HSA contributions up just a bit at $702,000, so they're up to about $35,000 over prior year. We are still showing that ESSER COVID money that came in, I believe, in August or September. So total revenue year to date is $7.9 million. We move down to expenses. We have your medical claims. These are slightly lower than year to date prior year. Another negligible amount there is only $92,000 difference. Your stop loss recovery, I believe these were just the, I don't think you have any stop loss recovery for the current plan year. These were for the prior policy year that were received after. So that's $123,000. Your RX claims are up slightly to $866,000 over the prior year. And your RX rebates are down slightly at $210,000 over the prior year. So we have your premiums for the vision, the dental, those are pretty much the same as the prior year. Your stop loss premiums did go down $195,000, so you're at $251,000 for the 9 months of this year. The other expenses are your normal expenses. That $9,900 was the My Health Math fee. So we have your total expenses at $5.7 million, and your excess revenue, so your net income for the year at $2.2 million. Are there any questions on that one? If we move to the last one, this is your income statement by month. Your totals here should match what we just looked at, but it breaks it out by month just to show if there are any large fluctuations, anything that seemed odd. I didn't notice anything was off. Your claims were a little bit higher in March than they had been for the previous 6 months, I believe, 5 months. I think, I will have to check, I think there are some people getting close to the spec on your stop loss. Let's see here, the RX rebate, that'll show you the $60,000 that is estimated for your next rebate, which I expect to see, I believe, this month or next month. Are there any questions on this one?
No
if
questions.
not, okay. That is everything I have for you then.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move to our first action item here and discuss the stop loss reinsurance renewal. I'll give the floor back to Chris. And Chris, since it's kind of transitioning slowly, let me see if I can just pull this up for you. Is that helpful?
Yep, that works. Perfect. So fairly good news with your stop loss. I mentioned earlier you have that $300,000 individual specific 120% aggregating protection contract with as a 1215 contract. So every year when we do your projections, we are not able to have your stop loss renewal because they often don't, what they call firm, give us final rates until we're about 60 days out from July 1 at renewal. And because they want to see what's going on with the claims, any large claimants, that sort of thing. So we're always using some kind of projection in our funding calculations. So we took a look, and at that time we used 20% on your individual stop loss and 5% increase on your aggregating, which equaled $405,000. So that's what we used to set your rates. The initial renewal that we received from BP was from Voya was a 9% increase on the individual stop loss and a 7% increase on the ASL. We took a look and provided additional claims. We also did what we typically do. It's called a Monte Carlo analysis with our actuarial department. We stack it against 10,000 like groups. And we take a look at that. So we used that, and we're able to negotiate a just under 8% increase on the ISL and a reduction of 12% from the initial on the ASL, bringing that total cost down to $361,000. So again, about $40,000 or so underneath what we originally used in the projections. I do know that there may be some claims that are coming in that may hit that stop loss. So right now we are able to lock in these rates, which is what we would recommend as long as we basically do that by tomorrow. Otherwise, we would need to provide some additional claims reporting. So we know that there is some loads within the stop loss, and I think next year we do want to do a full market check, but it would be our recommendation to go ahead and renew as is this year. Do you have any questions?
Any questions for Chris?
Glad to see some savings.
Yes. Well, Chris, thank you for all the hard work and negotiating on the trust's behalf on this. If there are no other questions, or can I get a motion to approve the stop loss reinsurance quote as presented?
I move to accept the proposed stop loss proposal as presented.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect, thank you. Okay. Our next agenda item, we wanted to take a look at the utilization of the fertility benefits that the trust board had voted on and approved. I'm going to pass it back to Chris. No reports to share, but just some high-level information. Chris, whenever you're ready.
Yep. Thanks, Anthony. So we went to UMR to get the utilization kind of to date for that. We put a $15,000 lifetime benefit for fertility services. There wasn't a lot of claims as of yet, but we did see that there has been some submissions. There's been about $200 to $300 paid out, but what we saw is there's some out-of-network utilization. In talking to UMR, there's not a lot of in-network providers that provide these services. Ultimately, a member was, what it's showing is that they were charged about $4,000 because they went out of network. So we wanted to bring this up with you all because I believe the intention of adding this benefit was not necessarily not be able to use the benefit. So if you all wanted to allow out of network to apply to the benefit, we can change the plan language to allow for out of network services as well. And if you wanted to do that, we could also look at reprocessing the claim that we know has gone through out of network. So that's kind of where it stands right now.
Chris, quick question. Sorry to put you on the spot here. Do you recall the effective date of our original amendments to allow the fertility services?
It was with, I believe it was with open enrollment for 7/1/21.
Okay.
Yes.
So the
Do we have
proposed.
any estimated? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, are there any estimations on what this would cost to allow the out of network?
Because you have a maximum of that $15,000, you're not going to pay out any more than that. So you already have that protection. Great question, though.
And then I was just going to note, rather than stating any motion specific to an individual claim or member, I think the recommendation would be to amend the policy as a whole, retroactive back to July 1st, 2021, to switch the coverage to allow in-network out-of-network services at the in-network benefit level.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like that. Yeah.
Okay. So I will restate it here. Can I get a motion to approve the use of fertility services at the in-network benefit level for out-of-network providers up to the $15,000 maximum, amending retroactive to July 1st, 2021? And you can just say, so moved.
I was going to say, I will make that motion, but I will not attempt to repeat that. Thank you.
That's it, yeah. I second the motion.
Perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Good job. Good job on fixing that.
Okay. Before we wrap up, any requests for future agenda items?
Well, I'm just thinking about when we get our new wellness specialists on board. I just remember hearing such great reports of the work and everything going on. So, hopefully we can put that back into a rotating report on what's going on.
Yes, and we do have things to share there. So, and if you have anyone that you'd like to refer, that posting is out there. So I'll make that plug as well. But yes, I'll put wellness on there as an update because we have good news.
And Chris, that person is an employee of Sunnyside, though, right?
They were.
They were Sunnyside employees, not CJ.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Mhm.
Okay.
The only other thing I would request is just a summary of the outcome of open enrollment and the migration between plans.
Mhm. Yeah, Alan wants to know that too.
Absolutely, he does.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Being that we have no unfinished business, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mhm.
All
Aye,
right.
sorry.
All right, adjourned at 4:34 p.m. Thank you all, and we'll give you back some time in your day.
Thank you.
Thanks again, everybody.
Talk soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank